Hi, I'm back to Luna's Wishes, back to my page. How is everybody today? So I'm going to demold a couple of, excuse everything else because I am in the middle of doing projects. I've got a craft fair that I'm doing in a couple of weeks, and I'm trying to get some extra bit and pieces of new molds, some autumn stuff, some Halloween stuff done. But like I said, I did actually make a couple of pumpkin molds. I have actually started some others. I know it looks a little bit messy, but that's done on purpose. So I've got another two there, but I've done the lids. So we're going to have a few items that I'm going to demold that I've already got ready. I have got a skull one as well that I'm going to demold, but I'm going to have to do some serious sanding on it. But these are the lids for the other two, so these are already done. So we'll have a wee video of demolding some bits and pieces. I've got a few bits, that's it really. But everybody loves a wee demolding video. So like I said, these are the lids for the other two pumpkins. Oh, I like the way that shimmery brown has turned out for the stalk. Oh, I've got a wee notch there. There must have been a hair bubble. But I can fill that in. I'll just use some UV resin. But it's more see-through. Don't know if you can see that. But yeah, I love that, the way the brown has turned out. So that's that one. It's the same colours, but sometimes they're not always looks the same. This one's been a little bit more difficult. There we go. And again, that's turned out brilliant. Just a few little rough edges that I'll just need to trim down. But look at those. So they're the lids for the other two. So the brown in the stalk matches the brown which is going to be on the top. Like I say, I've left these on purpose because you do get pumpkins that are not all perfect, and you can't always get everything perfect. So that's the lids for them. So they've turned out absolutely brilliant. I did do some more skulls. You can never be short of skulls, especially if you're like me and you're into stuff like that. Just, aren't they pretty? So they'll go with the orange ones. This was some lighter orange that I used. They're so cute. So I have been making pens. So that's got a bit of orange in the top of the head bit. But yeah, I use these for lots of things. I either put them in stuff or they're used as little extras on key rings. And I've been making some pens up as well where you put your own beads and stuff on. And if you drill a hole right through the top, right through the bottom, if you do the holes big enough, they do fit on some of the pens. So there we go. If I've got any spare resin, I always make up little skulls. So, and I've done one of my skull women that I sometimes use in pictures and stuff. That's turned out pretty. Let's look at that. I don't know whether I might colour in her hair a little bit and do a dress. But I like that. I might actually put something on the back of that. I might do a black background and stick it in one of my other moulds. That's turned out pretty. That's that one. And then I've got this skeleton. It's like got a rose and a skull, but it's going to need a bit of sanding because I was just using resin up and I overfilled it a little bit. So I'm actually making more work for myself. But I've just been chucking bits of resin in that I've got left. So like I say, I'm going to have to clean up a lot around the edge. But you can see the design. So you've got the skeleton. That's part of the flower. That's like a butterfly at the bottom where the rest of the vertebrae is. But yeah, that's turned out pretty well. I might just have to stick it under the UV light for a bit, but like I say, I've got all this edge in here that needs trimming off, and these bits here because these shouldn't be in here. So even though I've been using bits of resin up, I have made a job twice as hard for myself. But once it's cleaned up, that'll look awesome. That'll look really, really good. I do actually have another one. I did exactly the same thing. But there you can see. So you've got a butterfly down here. And then you've got the flower here. And this is part of a flower as well. So once I've cleaned round everything, that's what it'll look like. Or very much will look like that. But there you go. So yeah. Oh, I'm going to do this ashtray as well. So as you can see, the resin that I'd mixed up, I didn't realise I'd actually been at it for as long and it was starting to set, and I didn't want to waste the resin. So I just poured it into this ashtray mould. So I'm going to have to sand that back quite a bit, but I've not done this mould before, but I chucked some white in there as well. But oh wow, wow, look at that. I actually like the way that's turned out. I might go over this bit and his foot's, because it's hard to try and get all this white. But I love the way that's turned out. It's actually not too bad. Just level that off a bit. Or I might just actually build it up, but then again I might sand it back and then stick some cork. So I'd say it was actually starting to set. It's still a little bit soft, but I didn't want to waste it, so I just chucked a little bit of black in, mixed it up as much as I could, and then just poured it in. So I actually like that where you can see through it in some of the places. Oh, his foot's soft still. He's wiggling his toes. I might actually put some red on the end of that. But no, I don't know. I might actually leave it the way that it is. I might not even bother. But that's brilliant. I love that. I might actually use some mica powder the next time instead of trying to use the resin. But I don't mind when they're a little bit soft, because then it prevents them from breaking as easy. But there you go. There's a new ashtray mould. First time that I've used it, but I'm impressed with that. A lot of air bubbles in the bottom, but I'm not actually bothered because that's going to get covered up. And when I'm using colour, I actually don't mind about there being air bubbles because you don't really see them. Like I say, you don't always get everything perfect. But no, I am absolutely chuffed to bits with that. I love that. That is brilliant. So I will be making more of those. But there we go. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.